Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I'm going to be making an accordion pocket to add to a journal that I am currently working on. So I'm using two pieces of 20 pound, I believe 20 pound tea stained paper, and I am folding them in half. Now, initially, I was supposed to cut them in half, but I did not. I messed up the cut, but I will come back later and correct that. So I folded all four pieces in half. And now I'm going to go back and fold down the top edge of each piece. I'm scoring it so that I can make sure that I have the same amount of fold on each piece, because I'm going to be putting these together to make my accordion and I want them to be as uniform as possible. So I'm using my scoreboard to do that. And I think I scored it at about a half an inch. And I'm doing this fold over to make sure that the pocket is pretty sturdy at the opening. The paper is fairly thin, so I want to make sure that it does not tear. So I'm folding over all of those flaps, and then I'm going to go back and glue those down. Here's where I realized that they are cut wrong. So I'm going to go back and trim off the ones that were too wide. I wanted them to be 4¼ inches, and I think I made my cut at 4 inches. So that threw everything off. So here I'm just trimming those other two pieces up to make them all uniform in size. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the support you showed yesterday in my change video. I really appreciate it. That made me extremely happy, and I'm just thrilled. I was up early this morning already writing down plans and ideas of things to do. It feels like a relief. It really does. No one was pressuring me to just do planner stuff. It just seemed to be what everybody wanted to see at the, well, I don't know. Maybe that's my assumption. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just really glad that you all are so receptive to a little change over here on the channel. So thank you. I appreciate it. So here I am finishing up adding the glue to those flaps. Now I'm going to create the pockets by adding glue on either side and closing those up. And you can do something very similar to this using envelopes as well. If you would like to see that, let me know in the comments below and I will come back and show you a version that can be done with envelopes. I didn't use envelopes here because the journal that I'm using is so narrow. Also, I have all of this. Also, because I have all of this scrap paper that I need to use, so I try to use it as much as possible. So now the pockets are all glued together. I'm going to run a swatch of glue about an inch wide down the center of one of the pockets, and making sure that the openings are all going the same direction. I'm going to place another pocket on top of that swatch of glue and make sure the pockets are lined up. And I'm going to repeat it until I have all of the pockets glued together. So now that it's glued together, you open it up and you have an accordion pocket. So here I'm just flipping through some of my digitals from various kits. The large roses are part of the She Blooms printable. I'll link to that in the description box below. And I'm using this page from those printables, I'm just trimming off the white margins. And I'm using a piece of this to make the flap closure for the pocket. Here I'm scoring at 1/2 inch to make a flap to attach to the pockets. Now I end up changing this, and I'll show you later in the video how I change it. I didn't leave enough room to access the pockets, so I needed to move the fold later, and I'll show you how I did that. But for now, this is what it looks like. I'm going to round the corners with my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, and I ink the edges with Tim Holtz Distress Ink in Vintage Photo. And I'm just dry fitting to make sure that this is going to work and that it's going to fit, trimming up any excess that where it didn't line up quite right. And I decided to add a bit of a gusset to allow for any bulk once the pockets are full. So I scored a few more lines, I think at 1/8 inch apart, just to give it a little more room for the flap to cover it. And here I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the back of the accordion pocket, or what I'm going to consider as the back. And I have this cutoff piece, and I decided to add that to it to create a pocket on the front of the other pocket. And I'm just finding the center here, and I'm going to use the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board to punch a thumb notch in the pocket. Generally, I use the circle punch, but I thought it would be nice to have a different shape for a change. And I'm inking up the edges with Vintage Photo. Still don't want the white core to show. And I'm just going to glue 3 sides and glue this down as a pocket. And if you would like to make this again in real time, let me know in the comments below and I'll do that. Now I'll show you how to use this in a journal. So here we are. This is my ledger style journal. I've actually already sewn in the signature. It wasn't sewn in the previous video, but I've sewn it in and I've done some work to it. I did explain how I created the cover in the previous video. I'll briefly go over it here. I pretty much just painted, let's see, this is a piece of the scrap. I painted some craft paper. This is on a roll from Home Depot. It's a pretty nice weight of paper. I painted the paper the color that I wanted and covered this recycled box with it. I decoupaged the roses on. They are from the She Blooms collection of my printables. And this is what it looks like. I did a little stamping to a little distressing with an India ink marker around the roses, and this is what I've got. Once it was finished, I went over it with matte medium to dull the shine because I used Mod Podge, which leaves, even though it says it's matte, it leaves a shine. So I went over it with matte medium to dull that shine, and then I also went over it with this. This is like my new favorite thing, this Distress Glaze by Tim Holtz, to give it a smooth finish and to protect it. So this is what it's looking like. I do have a little rippling here, but nobody's perfect. And I may put some type of embellishment on the cover. I pretty much left this area empty because I was thinking I would put a book, some type of book plate or embellishment on the front cover. But this is what it looks like. I use a thin black ribbon to stitch the signatures in, and I did the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. Don't worry, I will be showing how to do the 3-hole and the 5-hole in an upcoming video. So previously I had not glued anything down and I had not put it in the signature. So this is the signature. This is a single signature. I considered making this traveler's notebook style, but I went ahead and stitched it in. And actually, I think I do have enough room on the spine that I could maybe come back in and add some elastics, but I think I'm okay with it the way that it is. This is what it's looking like from the top. And I'm probably going to glue this down to fold over like that, because I like the way that looks. And there'll be some type of charm or something on the ribbon. Okay, so this is what these look like, and if you want me to show how I made these, let me know in the comments and I will go back and show how I did it. This opens up. All of these pockets need to be filled with something. I'll be adding something to them, but this is what it looks like. This was made out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, and each one is a pocket. That one's really tight. And then this folds back like this, and like this. This is like my new favorite closure to do. You can also make it look like tags closing. But yeah, and I just use some cord. Okay, so there's that one. And it also has a tuck space behind it, and I think it goes all the way through. Let's find something a little longer, like a belly band. Yep, it's a belly band. I left it open. So, and then we have this here. This is like a little pouch that opens up, so you can add ephemera, photos, whatever into that pocket, like tickets, things like that. Okay, and then it just closes back up like this. So these are the pages, and I'm just going to do a little bit of work in this today. If you've been watching the channel, you may remember this DIY acetate that I foiled on this channel. That's vellum paper from She Blooms, some extra vellum. I think this was from the cover that I made for the Dollar Tree planner. This opens up like this. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with this area yet. I think this paper and this paper are both from Love Notes. I used some old Project Life cards to make pockets here. This is a die cut that was actually a sticker or a printable sticker, and I used it as a die cut. This is coffee stained. Just a little collaging with scrap and doily. This is from, I think this paper is from the Boudoir collection. It might be from Love Notes. Another She Blooms piece. Tag. This is a Tim Holtz die cut. And I'll be coming back adding toppers to and eyelets to the tags. Then this is a ticket strip with tickets tucked into each pocket. This is a little library card. And the corners are punched. She Blooms. This is a pocket die cut, a printable postcard. This is from another kit, and this is from She Blooms. This is a little tuck spot I made with a Tim Holtz die cut, a little collaging here. This is from the February DIY planner that's available to patrons. And I'm thinking of adding this to this envelope flap here. we'll come back to that. Let me let it stick out a little bit so I don't forget. I have a pocket here that I made out of old tea stain paper, a little doily. I made this pocket. The video is on the other channel. I'll link to it in the description box below. This is also a tag that I made on the other channel with a master board. So there's that. Then we have some tea stain paper for journaling. And then this is an envelope that can also be used for journaling. I have one of my embellished paper clips, altered paper clips, masterboard tag. Again, I'm coming back to do toppers. I'm just giving you a preview of what this is. Some journaling space there. It's another tuck spot. So like this can go in here like that. And I have some other things that I want to do on this page, so I'm going to mark that. Then we got another tuck spot here. So this is a scrap from the paper that I painted for the cover. Got journaling space here. This paper is actually from a paper pad. I'm gonna have to put something bigger in this pocket because I don't think I want to have to dig in. But this is another Project Lifestyle card. Then you got a pocket on the back. And then everything basically repeats itself. Got a pocket here. I got to do something with this. But there's that. This is another long pocket with journaling paper. And I may do a little stenciling or stamping on the journaling paper too. I just kind of tucked it in to hold the space for now. Oh, and I did put tabs on. I used some of the scrap paper from the cover to make tabs. There's another tab. Got a flip here. I didn't really want this to turn into a flip through video, but I do want you to see what's going on. Okay, and then I have, oh, maybe I don't want to do that with these. This is a pocket, and this is a pocket here. This is the accordion envelope pocket that I made at the beginning, and this is what it looks like. So what I did wrong is that I folded it right at the edge of the pockets, and I needed to leave some room. So before I glue this down, I rescored it and made the flap shorter, and it actually worked out pretty well because it made it look like the position of the flap and the pocket that I used were like almost exact. So it's like they flow right into each other. But anywho, this is the pocket. Okay, and then I just tucked in a die cut from Tim Holtz, and then this is actually a stamp that I have, and I just tucked that in there. Okay, so that's where I am with that, and I got something on the cover of this. I don't know what it is, but let's go back here. So I have like some scraps and things that I can pull from to work on this. And what I was thinking, I found this in some other project that I was working on that I didn't use it. And I was thinking, even though I've already backed these, I hate to do that because I did already prep them for something else, but they are pretty much perfect for what I want to do. So I think I'm going to use them. And what I was thinking was I could make a pocket on this page. Then I was thinking I could do 2 pockets, but maybe I'll do only 1. Should I use this one? I think that's what I'm going to do. And this is usually how I decorate my journals, but I'm going to try a different way. I usually don't decorate them until after I have sewn in the signatures because I'm always afraid I'm going to mix up the order of the pages that I want, and I'm not going to remember how I had them if I'm taking out page by page before I stitch them. So in the future I'm going to probably try and do it where I create one page at a time, or one signature page at a time. So it's actually 4 pages, one sheet of paper, if that makes sense. So I just glued that down on 3 sides. So now we have a pocket, and I could actually use postcards in that pocket. I'm going to do something to this tag. I just don't know what yet. Let's go ahead and glue this one down. And let's see which side. I'm going to put it on this side because the adhesive for the envelope is on that side. And the card is a little short, but I have an idea of something that I can do at the top and the bottom when it comes time to do it. So this is going to go here, like so. And I could come back and put something on the back here, like this. I don't think I want to do that one. This is a library pocket that I made a while ago, using collage and old book pages. Let's see. I just need to find somewhere to put it. And also I try to flip front to back, so that I don't have the bulk of my decorative elements in the front and then nothing in the back. I think that looked nice on that page. I don't want to put everything at the bottom though. See, I don't have a lot in the back here, so I think I'm going to put it here. I'm going to glue down the whole thing, and let's use some Fabri-Tac because this is pretty heavy and it has the stitching on it. So there's a heavy duty glue, and I could leave it open for a pocket either on the side or the top or even at the bottom, but I'm just going to go ahead and glue it all the way down, because if I make it a pocket, that means I need to put something in behind it, and I already need to put something inside of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. Okay, let's see what other things I had pulled. Actually, I wonder if this can go in here and not get lost. That's gonna get lost if I put it in there. Let's chuck it in here. Okay, so that is some ephemera added to it. I also found this sticker while I was looking for something else. Let's see, where can we put it? I think I'm gonna put it on this page. I'm gonna put it up at the top because, like I said, pretty much everything ends up at the bottom. So let's put some things up at the top. And I add a little bit of glue stick to this, usually to these stickers, because they are like washi tape. And you know, washi tape isn't a permanent stick. I wonder if I can find any more of those stickers in my stash. If I do, I'll be adding some more to that because I like the way that looks. The one thing that I'm missing are like some little word labels, things like that. That's something that I want to add to it. Maybe some stamping. I'll stamp some sentiments in here. We shall see. Let's see. This is just like a collection of things, and I think I've already pulled out most of what I can use right now. I even have some more tabs in here. Yeah, I was gonna make a waterfall with that. Scraps. Okay. So yeah, that just kind of gives you a little insight into some of the things we'll be working on. And if you have questions about how I did anything, how I made any of this, let me know in the comments, and I am happy to show you how I did it. But I think everything is pretty much fairly straightforward. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And you will probably see me working on a few elements here and there to finish up this journal. And it is going to be stuffed full when I finish. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just trying to get everybody caught up to what I'm working on, the different projects that I've been working on, and I have a lot. So I'll be working in this off and on. I may do some live streams in it. We'll see how it goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you may be interested in this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.